I feel really dumb sometimes. It was so frustrating for me trying to learn how to make digital art like all the cool people on social media, but I got it eventually. So I made this video to help anyone who's just getting into digital art and needs a boost. I made sure these steps will work with any drawing program, any device, phone, tablet, computer, even drawing with your finger. Let's get started. Step 1. Let's make a sketch. No, never mind, I don't like it. Throw it away. Good enough, we'll go with this one. Step 2. I take a picture of that little guy. Step 3. I'll open up a drawing program and create a canvas 2000 pixels by 2000 pixels. Anything more than 1000 pixels should be just fine. I immediately create a new layer so that I don't accidentally draw on the background layer. I'm so tired of making that mistake. I'll pop my picture into whichever drawing program I'm in and turn the opacity down so that it's just visible enough to see all the details. This will be my bottom layer. I will not put anything below this layer, thank you very much. Step 4, I'll create a new layer above the photo of my sketch. On this new layer, I can trace over where my sketch is using whichever brush I like. The default hard round brush works perfectly because it's kind of like using a pen. I always imagine layers as pieces of clear paper, and this layer will stay at the top because I don't want anything going over the top of these lines. Now that we have our top and bottom layers, let's get to the juicy stuff in the middle. Step 5. I'll create a new layer in between the photo of the sketch and the line art. Then I'll color it in like a coloring book. I'm just putting the colors on one layer to keep this tutorial simple, but I usually make a new layer for each color so that I can adjust them separately at the end, which is actually something I'm going to do at the end of this video to make it go from this to this, but we're not there yet. Back to business. I got my flat colors now. Feels like coloring with crayons when I was a kid. Kinda nice. You could stop here, but this is where things are about to get interesting with blending modes and lighting. Nailed it. I want to take a second to thank the sponsor of this video, my lovely supporters on Patreon and Skillshare. Skillshare has classes on stuff like drawing, illustration, painting, freelance music production, all kinds of stuff. There's a class I always talk about by Vashti Harrison called Illustrating in Procreate, Creating a Shareable Time-Lapse. It takes you through the whole process of creating an illustration step by step from start to finish. You don't need Procreate to do it, and it's super beginner friendly. So if you like YouTube tutorials but you want something organized like classes, the first 1,000 people to use the link in my description will get a 1-month free trial of Skillshare. And you can cancel anytime if you decide you just want to stick with the trial. Thank you Skillshare for sponsoring this video, and thank you to all my lovely people on Patreon for sponsoring this video as well. Thank you very much. Step 6. I am going to use a blending mode now. Since I'm trying to keep this simple, I'm not going to explain how they work. That's maybe for another video. You're just gonna have to trust me. I won't tell you wrong. I pick either a very light blue or a very light purple, almost white. Then I visualize where the light is coming from and then do a little test spot of color where I want the shadows to be. Now, I set this layer to multiply and yay, beautiful shadow color. Thank you. All right, let's get these bad boy shadows in there. Yep, good enough for me. Step 7. If we want to, at the very end, we can add some rim lighting. Rim lighting is one of those things that's very overused, but it gives a good result with minimal effort. So of course I'm gonna use it for this. Who do you think I am, the mailman? I'll make a new layer just below the line art layer, and I will add a white line to the outside edge on the side that has the shadows. Step 8. Okay. This is the real last thing just because it looks so cool. All right, on a layer just beneath that white line, I'm going to use a soft brush to add some greenish stuff underneath that white line so that it kind of looks like neon lights glowing in the wind. Anyway, just remember to erase all the stuff that goes on the outside of the lines, okay? At this point, I've divided my beautiful viewers into 2 groups. You're probably either like, cool, I didn't know some of that stuff. Digital art doesn't seem quite so scary anymore. Or you're like, oh no, don't teach this way. It's highly inefficient. Both are correct. This is just the superly duperly simple way to do it. Eventually, as you become more experienced with drawing programs, you'll look for more advanced techniques to make your life easier and more efficient. This one is slow and simple, and you will not use it forever. It's just for people like me who get overwhelmed and feel like they're not good enough to be like the other digital artists. It gets better, I promise. Digital art can be tough to tackle, but not forever. You'll get through it. I know you will. Thank you for watching my video. See you again next time.